as old school as I can with them looking, not anything like. Obviously, I bought the AEW one, but that was just because it was a snap back and we were there, and
Yeah.
I was caught up in the moment.
I rock Adidas because all day, every day, because I don't know, they just fit me better. Even the hoodie.
You're just a big Man United fan.
It's great. It's great.
Is that what it is?
Hey, what's going on? It's Walt with One Fall WrestleCast. Hey, you just kind of dropped in on us having a conversation about why Derek wears snapback hats. Yeah. So we've got a little bit of stuff to talk about today. Derek's going to be bouncing out of here early. He's got to do the responsible adult thing. He picked up some extra hours at the old work there and monitoring your IT. Yeah, that guy. So we're gonna try to knock a couple of things out here real quick and get him on his way, and then Tom and I will hold it down until we're done, right? So TK teases a free agent signing. MJF and Punk in Chicago. Is Shane McMahon going to start his own wrestling promotion? And the biggest news to hit the pro wrestling world this week, Goldberg is back.
It's life-changing.
Welcome to the One Fall WrestleCast.
Hey, what's up, dudes?
Hey. That mystery man is Kyle O'Reilly with a mullet, by the way.
It's Buddy Murphy.
Oh, yeah, maybe it is Buddy Murphy. Whatever.
I don't know. I just Googled the AEW mystery man thing. You know what I mean? I needed a generic picture, and I got one. So let's just hit the ground running here. TK teasing another free agent signing. Derek, bud, like this is probably driving you up a wall. I already know who Tom thinks it is.
You do.
Well, we kind of had a little conversation about it earlier today, and
we fought about it a little bit.
Like I said in the chat, long shot, who am I hoping for? Is definitely Bray Wyatt. That would be huge. But apparently, Tom's thinking he's out of the mix.
I think he's out of shape. I think he's out of.
He did look out of shape in that picture,
dude. He looked fat and bald. It was like, ooh boy.
Did you send the picture in the group? Because I didn't. I tried to find this picture,
buddy.
No,
he was Husky Harris if he was anybody.
He looked a little rough.
Bring that back. That'll be fine.
But listen though.
So that's a possibility, and I was thinking Jeff Hardy for a minute, but apparently I was doing a little wrong math there. So it's obviously Keith Lee. Keith Lee just got married. What's the best marriage gift you could imagine? But TK gifting you an opportunity at the TNT title eventually.
I want to point out
this ladder match.
I want to point out that Derek is in IT, which is a very heavily math influenced field, and he couldn't count to 90.
Some math in what I do.
He was like, oh no, his Jeff Hardy's. I was like, he's got a 90-day non-compete clause, dude. And he was like, oh, so it was up yesterday. And I was like, you were like,
it was up Wednesday.
He was released on December 9th. Wednesday's the 9th. That's it. And I was like, 1, that's not how math works. 2, that's only 60 days, but
yeah, I got ahead of myself on that one. I was impressed with her a minute.
So listen,
this will be Tony Khan. He'll be Tony Khan's special signing next month. When they add,
we've got that lined up.
When they add a guy, because they're gonna add a guy every month, which I feel like is a good ad, right? Like if you buy like a fighting game, like if you buy the Mortal Kombat 12 when it comes out, and they add a new fighter every month, you're gonna be like, hell yeah, that's awesome, and that's what they're doing over here. Although they did just add Danhausen, which I'm going to say for me is probably going to eclipse whom. If it's not Keith Lee, Danhausen eclipses whomever they signed.
So how about the whole Bray Wyatt alternate YouTube universe that I was living in there for a little while in conspiracy
I introduced you. I'm sorry.
Yes. So the one right before the Royal Rumble, I didn't include this in my sell of this video last week when we did the Royal Rumble recap, or 2 weeks ago, whenever he teased his the St. Louis thing. He did say in 3 weeks' time, you will, this and that and the other. So it's been 3 weeks since that video hit YouTube. So there's a little something to look at. Maybe it is Bray Wyatt, right? But he absolutely did not look great in that picture. And you know what? Let's just shitty lighting, drinking, partying, eating good food. Maybe not as bad as he actually looked.
Yeah, I mean, maybe like that was his last day. Maybe he's been on like the Beachbody cleanse since then, and he's gonna show up, not full of beer and whiskey. And
well, we've also got to take into account that he's basically in like a copper fit bodysuit.
Are you talking about Bray, or are you talking
whenever
about
he's out on TV? So there's a nice bodysuit contour thing going there whenever he comes out. At least in his Fiend setup, he was.
Kind
of putting everything together. You know what I mean? Kind of putting everything in place. Making sure it all
you saying he wears Spanx?
You know what I find interesting, guys? Neither one of you mentioned this guy's name. Killer Cross.
I thought about that, but I think he's gonna be in GCW. Truth be told, I think there's been a lot of tells that he'll be in G. Not that, I guess Jon Moxley's the GCW champ, so it's totally possible that it's Killer Cross, and that maybe it's Killer Cross and Scarlett. He's like my number 2. So number 1, I want it to be Keith Lee because I love Keith Lee, and that's what I want to see. Right? Like that's my like that.
I want to see like pre-main roster Keith Lee.
Right? Yeah. That's what I want
to see.
Right? Yeah.
Which
yeah. Me too.
Not the
entire
Bearcat?
career Keith Lee.
Right. Like that's what I want. Right? Is Keith Lee. Especially, oh my God, they could just bring out Keith Lee, put him in a feud with Adam Cole. Just take I'm watching on Wednesday. Now, everyone, not that I'm not watching anyway. I am watching, but I'm watching. Every Wednesday.
No, but there's people that are still on the fence out there.
Yeah, sure. I'm just saying there's money right there. You bring Keith Lee in, you stick him in with Adam Cole. Adam Cole just cut a promo that's like, I want respect. He beat Evil Uno, gave Evil Uno a little bit, but not like. I feel like he didn't give him too much, and he mostly just beat the hell out of him, and then pulled him up and hit him again. It was
a really well put together match, though. It really was.
Oh, there was absolutely no issue with that. It was a fantastic match.
Yeah, I don't see Evil Uno as like I see him as an underneath guy, and Adam Cole totally treated him like an underneath guy, and that was
yeah.
And that's like that to me was like, oh man, AEW's doing things right. Like they did that right.
They portray Evil Uno as like a big time undercard guy, right? Like he's somebody that matters, and it gives that little bit of investment that when somebody like an Adam Cole, does have a good match against him, it's like, oh well, this is what was supposed to happen, but like, at least
man,
the no name off of dark.
I feel like that. I feel like Jon Moxley probably would have gave Evil Uno more. Than Adam Cole did. Adam Cole didn't give much, and then he beat the tar out of him.
Bro, Moxley and Wheeler Yuta this week was fucking phenomenal.
It was a really good match.
Great match.
And somebody I can't remember who said this, but somebody had said that it was like, the last time Moxley and Wheeler Yuta met, Moxley beat the shit out of him in like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
And it was just like a boom, boom, boom. Particularly that happening with Wheeler Yuta getting a little more offense in, and then Brian Danielson coming out and being like, oh man, like we can really we could take this place over, and kind of giving the promo of like, look, here's all the flaws of AEW, but if you and I work together, we could take these guys and mold them and really make them. It's a lot to digest, but but if you think about it, Wheeler Yuta got more in, so it was like Wheeler Yuta leveled up. He still got killed.
Yeah, he absolutely leveled up.
But he leveled up, right? So that was I feel like that was sort of if we're digging deep for storytelling, I don't know if anything will come out of it, right? Where this goes from here, but if we're digging deep, there's some sprinkles.
Yeah, exactly. And Wheeler Yuta gets a nice rub, and I was going to mention, if we're thinking for storytelling perspective, is you've got Daniel Bryan is now going to move into a position where he will never get his first singles loss in AEW for a short term because he's going to be in team matches going forward. And if it's not Moxley, then he'll eventually find someone to team with to make a little.
He lost to Adam Page. Adam Page beat him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adam Page beat him. So
you guys are right. Well,
Bryan Danielson is 13-1 or 14-1 or whatever that is. 14-1.
I thought I had something going there. I didn't think of it.
13-1-1. That's his record.
Yep.
13-1-1.
I mean, JR said it the other day on the air. He's like, "Man, we done a shit job to keeping track of these records, haven't we?"
It's that's
supposed to be one of the number one selling points of this whole thing was that records matter.
They haven't on the internet, but as far as who gets to, I mean, it's too hard to book wrestling that way, though, right? It just is.
I mean, is it?
Consistently, yeah. I feel like.
I mean, because like, I
don't
know, bud.
Is this what we're moving into now? Because
yeah,
I don't know that this was my match of the week. It maybe went a little long. So
it definitely went long.
When this started, it was like, all right, time for our main event, and it was like 9:22, and I'm like, main event 9:22. All right, a 2-hour show. The last more than half an hour is the main event. Okay, I guess this is going a little while. MJF beat him twice. The first. So it's so hard for shows like this, I think, to sell that oh my god, MJF beat him, but then they restarted the match because it was like, oh, this is the main event. So like that happened, and there was 15 minutes left in the show, and they're like, they're just not. What are they gonna do for 15 minutes? This isn't over. What?
But like it was great though. Like
it was.
It was absolutely great storytelling.
It was really great.
And I'm gonna tell you what,
it was the culmination of so long. I was so happy.
And if I'm being honest, okay, like the match could have ended right there, and everything would have been perfect. Like this would have been the most perfect end to this feud, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, but then they restarted it, and then you could tell CM Punk was tired. You could tell that MJF was tired. Shit started getting sloppy and a little disconnected. And then they were kind of able to bring it back together because they started selling their injuries a little bit.
It got better at the end, but
it did get better at the end. I'm not saying that it didn't, but
they were winded.
That middle section we could have done without that.
There was a good 5 minutes there where they were both clearly sucking wind and just trying to hit it was like, all right, if we hit a big move, we can both lay here for a little while and just breathe. Especially Punk. Like Punk is not a young man to be doing these. Like he is not. I feel like Bryan Danielson does not have this winded middle part. Neither does Sammy Guevara, for God's sake. Sammy Guevara's like, oh, time to stand up, run. Jesus. But no, yeah, there was a point there in the middle that was.
At the same point in time, if that's what we're complaining about in an otherwise good match, I mean,
for free TV,
but
it's a premium live event.
A premium live event.
And here's the thing: in this match, I feel like was a giant FU to guys like me that when CM Punk first came back, we're like, okay, it's great, he's here, but can he go? Can he do it, right? And he wanted to go out there and he wanted to have this match with MJF. And I think that this did a lot for MJF, right? In the eyes of some of the older fans, to be able to hang with CM Punk on the microphone, outshine CM Punk on the microphone, and then have this really great build to a really, really solid fucking match. I think that this did a lot for MJF's career.
I think it depends on where they go from this. I don't want to see this rematch happen.
No.
I don't want to see this be a rematch.
Not now.
At a pay-per-view. Maybe for a title a year and a half from now, 2 years from now, maybe at that point, when MJF is the champion and maybe CM Punk challenges him at that point, a year, 2 years from now. Maybe then I want to see that rematch, but I don't want to see this at what's the next pay-per-view? Is it Full Gear or something?
The fuck? Hold, please.
Oh man, is that her new gimmick? Huh? She gonna troll you every week now.
Is that copyrighted? Are we gonna get in trouble for that?
That's great.
Are we gonna be in trouble now?
No.
It's the pink fong version, in case they're trying to find it. I'll just make it easy on everybody
Link
in case
the
you want to add that to your Spotify playlist. Yep.
So, but yeah, like I agree with you there, Tom. Like I don't want to see it tomorrow. I don't want to see it next week. Like
I don't want to see the full gear. Yeah, I don't want to see the full gear.
No, and then you can use this in a year or so when Punk has built himself back up and MJF's the AEW champion to have this match again, right? Yeah. But you do not WWE us on this because this is perfect.
Yeah,
this was absolute perfection in storytelling.
I'm going to tell you right now that I don't think it's fair to say don't WWE on this because this is let's say don't Cody Rhodes on this. Don't let CM Punk Cody Rhodes this because this is what Cody Rhodes would do. Don't tell me that when Cody Rhodes is back because he wasn't on TV this week. So in like another week or two, when Cody Rhodes is back, that he's not going to be like, Sammy Guevara, you have to fight me again. And we're going to be like, but why? Why? Oh my God, Cody's back.
Yeah, he has brown hair now.
We say Cody's back once a month. He's not back. He just goes does other stuff. And then, like, he's off like 2-3 shows.
Like, get out of here, me. Next week on TBS, The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes comes back to TNT. Nobody cares about
Shivani.
He's back. Oh, God, he's back. That's going to happen. I'm calling it. Next time Cody comes back, even because he was off TV this week, he may be off next week. And then next week, he'll be back. Yeah.
Hey, side note on since you said poor Shivani, like, am I the only one that noticed that since JR's been back from his cancer kicking, Excalibur's like really leading the booth now, like doing all the like come-ins from commercials and shit, and like, Excalibur joined by the legendary Jim Ross and Tony Schiavone
on Wednesday, yeah, but not on Friday. On Wednesday, yes, not Friday. So on Fridays,
I really don't like Friday.
Oh, really?
As far as the commentating team goes.
Listen, it was good this week with Excalibur and Jericho. It was good.
I disagree. I think
sometimes Jericho leaves me hanging on things I wish, like
Jericho was good. I feel like I agree with you. Sometimes Jericho's good, and sometimes he's just like, God, somebody tell this guy to shut the hell up.
Dude, the worst is when Ricky Starks is out there.
I don't hate Ricky Starks out there.
I don't either, but I don't want
Ricky Starks. Oh, Starks is just a couple Starks. Blah 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 blah. Starks. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm with Walt on that. It's like shut the hell up, Taz.
Yeah. We're just Taz the analyst, not Taz the character, are two totally different fights. And when Ricky Starks is at that table, it's Taz the character.
I am so lukewarm. Like Ricky Starks to me is like coffee that's not quite hot enough.
No, man. Ricky Starks is going to be a star.
Well, okay. Well, his coffee's not cold, but it ain't hot enough yet. Yeah, it's that like lukewarm coffee. He's lukewarm coffee.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Lukewarm coffee.
Derek, are you agreeing with that, Derek?
No, I'm saying he's going to be a star, man. He's going to be huge.
But he ain't a star. Give him
time, man. He's got the FTW championship. You got Taz's kid in here now blowing shit up. You got to give that time to breathe. He's keeping himself relevant.
Not yet.
Did they release Brian Cage yet?
Not yet. His contract's up, I think next week.
Okay. Yeah, we don't release people in WWE. They just let them go.
You mean
out of their contract?
Yeah. So, I mean, is he going to WWE? Because he looks like a WWE boy.
Oh, he absolutely looks like a WWE boy.
Is Vince going to like?
If he goes, I hope he gets utilized.
Me too. Like,
with him, I don't have a problem with him, but
I think he's
the machine.
I just hate to say you don't belong. It's just because of your body type, man. It's not that you're not a bad guy or whatever.
And like he's gotten exponentially better in ring, like since he first got there.
I would love to see him in NXT. Truth be told, you throw him in NXT. Nah, let him and Braun Breaker. Take
that shit off of Braun Breaker. Yeah, do that.
Put Brian Cage. Don't insult fucking fans. Put Brian Cage in the ring on Monday Night Raw with Bobby Lashley and fucking let it happen.
They're not even going to call him Brian Cage if he shows up. His name's going to be like Jimmy
Cagey Bryan.
Cagey Bryan, yeah, something like that. It's not even going to be that. It's going to be like Jimmy Nails or something like that. Mm-hmm. It's going to be like Joey Jail Time. Something like that.
Hey, speaking of Joey Jail Time, man. Hey, Janela is like, he's getting his shit together. He looks good.
He looks a little yoked, truthfully. If we're being, he's been looking a little like.
Hit that Stairmaster, Tom. You can't be having Joey Janela looking better than you.
I know, right? He and I. Shit. That was my claim to fame, is that I had a better body than Joey Janela, and apparently
I don't know about all that right now.
Apparently, no, it's not true right now. He's been hitting that gym pretty hard. I mean, I did cut out the drinking, but it ain't. I ain't hitting the gym that hard. He
does. He looks good.
He does. Look, good for him. Look, man, I'm not here. Look, if he comes back and at some point has like turned himself around and has gone from like the jabroni of all jabronis to like actually like
I'm into it.
Look, if you want to be a serious wrestler, take it seriously. And if this is him taking it seriously, good for him. Like I'm not a hater of. I'm not a terrible person. I have nothing terribly against Joey Janela, other than that, like, people, I thought he was overrated, and people were like, "Oh my God, Joey Janela is so great," and it's like he's not great. He's like really out of shape, and like he looks like he's not very good at wrestling. But like if he's gonna get good at wrestling and get in shape, good for him. I will watch good matches. I don't care if he's in them. Like that's great. Good for him. I'm
excited for this tag match with him and X-Pac. I want to see what's gonna happen here. Was that against Brian Myers? And in Matt Cardona and that
it is. Truth be told, I'm interested in that because not so much for Joey Janela. I don't know that he's a better wrestler. I mean, he's in better shape, so good for him. But the Blue Meanie also got into better shape at one point, and we know what happened there. But
he got punched in the mouth by Bradshaw.
He did.
Now he charges everybody $1 to tell the story.
Everybody could send Walt 50 cents now for telling us that story. I mean, I'm interested to see what happens, mostly because I think Sean Waltman could still go. Like,
I mean, listen, I'm gonna tell you what. I watched the end of that Cardona match for GCW. I watched the whole thing.
He hit him with the X Factor.
Yeah, the X-Pac looked good, man. Waltman looked good. And
he's yoked too. Like he's been big. Like he's been like big for a while. He was never a big
Waltman
dude.
Right now.
Yeah, he takes care of himself though, and he's a good button type as far as that goes. So he's not going to take a lot of punishment out there.
51,
being the smaller frame that he was.
He took a lot of punishment though, and he's a bigger guy now than but he's like bigger and like he's got a lot of he's added pounds of muscle.
I feel you.
Yeah. It's like
he's 49.
He's only 49?
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen older men. Like Batista was 52 when he wrestled.
Yeah, I mean, look at Sting. He's 62 and he's still.
Look at Goldberg. He's 147 and 1.
And 1. I love it.
Fuck him.
So we got this big fucking pile of steam shit that WWE rolled out. Like, Derek, I was surprised, right? Because Derek in the chat before it was like, man, SmackDown's really good this week, and Tom's like, yeah. And I'm thinking to myself, I can't believe Derek's saying that because I thought SmackDown was the biggest fucking disappointment on television this week.
It's only because really it didn't happen again. Yeah, listen, that segment was terrible.
Let me tell. So I'm so excited to watch Roman Reigns every single week. Like I tune in to watch SmackDown to watch Roman Reigns every single week. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm into it. That is why I watch SmackDown, is to see what the fuck the Bloodline's doing. That is my major investment in wanting to watch that show every single week. Okay, I'll admit it. I don't care, right? So we start the show out strong. Everything's great. It's a good little promo from Paul. All this.
Little.
All
that was that promo was 15 minutes long, buddy.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, fucking Goldberg.
Could it be?
Why?
2 words: blood, money.
I mean, I get that, but for fuck's sake, man, can this dude just go away? And
no, because he gets the big pop over there.
Blood, money.
Then I read a thing today, Tom, that's going to say that I agree with you that he's going to sign a contract extension to only compete in Saudi Arabia.
That makes sense.
So now we're going to have to deal with this shit 2 more times a year.
Yeah, look, I don't know why you're surprised about this. Like,
because it's not that I'm surprised. It pisses me off. Like, for the last fucking 4 weeks, I've come in here and I've said, oh, dude, WWE's getting really, really good, man. WWE's making some changes. They're fucking actually letting the wrestlers wrestle. They're doing some things. All right. Things are starting to pan out. I've been sitting here. I've been stroking the fucking dick for the last 4 weeks. And then all of a sudden you want to just throw up and fucking put Goldberg in front of me again.
The genetic jackhammer penis.
Like, as soon as his music hit, dude, like the air was just sucked out of me. I was just like, I don't even want to watch this anymore.
He got a huge pop in that building, though.
Yeah, but fucking nostalgia pop. Everybody just wants to be the first ones to chant Goldberg. That's all that is. Derek and I saw him a couple of years ago in Pittsburgh going in to go home for SummerSlam whenever he made his little debut. And we were fucking just as stoked as everybody else because it's a nostalgia pop. But it didn't make no fucking sense. No. But, hey, there he was.
So, I'm going to bring something up. So there was a point in time, probably whenever the last time there was a Blood Money, where I was like, I ain't watching this shit. This is awful. I don't like Blood Money. And you were like, I don't know, man. They put on a good show. And so I'm gonna lay this out for you now. When WWE goes to Saudi Arabia, they don't actually book it. The Saudi prince, when he's cutting the check, says, look, Mr. McMahon, I want to see Goldberg, Yokozuna, fucking Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan. I'd like to see Roman Reigns. Bring me Ric Flair. Bring me Sting. What can you do out of those people? And he's like, well, half them guys are dead. Ric Flair don't work for me. But I got Goldberg. I can give Goldberg money, and I'll fly him over. He can fly over with me. He'll come. And we're like, all right, Goldberg it is. I want him to fight Roman Reigns. And Vince goes, okay, you sure? Yeah, that's what I want for the title. All right, okay, all right. And that happens, and that's it. Like, the Saudi prince half books this crap. And if you look at this match plus the Elimination Chamber, look, why does this Elimination Chamber match make any sense? Oh yeah, I want to see Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley and all these other super duper stars in the Elimination Chamber for the title. Has an Elimination Chamber...
That Brock Lesnar's going to win.
All of this is terrible. Like, that's terrible. The women's match was just announced today with there's like a mystery competitor that's going into, and it's only for a title shot, which is what it should be. But it just says it's for a title shot. It doesn't say it's for a title shot at WrestleMania. It doesn't say anything about that. It's just a shot.
Is it Lita?
Well, no, because Lita's gonna face because Lita and Becky are fighting at that show.
Then so it's Bayley then. All right.
Maybe it's Bayley. That'd be nice if it was Bayley. Yeah. Look, if anything can save this, maybe it's Bayley, right? But at the same time, I don't know that she saved. Yeah, save is a big word, right? It's a big word.
You gonna watch it if Bayley returns at Blood Money?
Not if they don't advertise it. Why would I watch it?
Because it's still on the Peacock, so you can watch it anytime you want.
Why would I watch? No, I'll read about it. I'll watch it. I don't need to watch it. I'll read about it.
You already pay for it.
All right. So here's the thing: is it's on like Saturday at like noon. I Is it this Saturday?
You can schedule it for whenever you want. That's what's crazy about streaming.
I'll probably put it on. Yeah. All right. I'll put it on. Okay. I'll tell you what. I'll make you a promise. I'll put it on for the purpose of this podcast so that I can come in on Monday and just fucking rail on it and be like, "Oh my God, did you guys see this thing? What
Bro,
the hell?"
But the thing is, the shows over there have actually been good.
Oh, okay. Is this one going to be good, or is this one going to be
Bill Goldberg's?
Is this one going to be when
Goldberg's going to kill fucking
out.
Roman Reigns right before WrestleMania? That's what's going to happen.
Break his neck. He's gonna.
Goldberg's gonna fucking maim the $1 million superstar, the fucking the face of the business, the guy, the top dog, the needle mover. You're gonna drop him on his fucking head. That's what's gonna happen.
Like he did to the Undertaker. He dropped the Undertaker on his head. Almost killed the Undertaker.
I can't.
Or do you remember? Do you remember when Kane's mask fell off in Saudi Arabia? The whole thing, mask, wig, and all of it. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Triple H tore a pec and laid there for 25 minutes.
Still finished the match.
He did. He actually got the pin with the pedigree.
The ugly pedigree.
So his whole half his body didn't work. It was torn apart. He's still not back, by the way. He's still recovering from his cardiac event.
Yeah.
By the way,
it's because he probably got fired too, just like this guy.
He was quietly let go.
Hey, so Vince Russo tweets out today, just throwing this out there. Maybe it's time for Shane McMahon to start his own wrestling promotion. He has the experience, funds, know-how, and intelligence. Plus, he's not a mark and certainly not an asshole like the other two current promoters. I'd be the first one to support him. So, first of all, let me just say, isn't this the pot calling the kettle black? Like, bro. You are the biggest asshole in the history of assholes. In the history of
He's
assholes.
the
and I'm
biggest
an asshole.
mark for himself.
Exactly.
Bro.
Like,
and so isn't Shane, apparently. I mean,
apparently.
From the stories that we've been getting here lately.
Yeah, so I don't know, dude. I don't think we touched on Shane getting fired last week, did we?
I don't know that it happened. I think I feel like all the stories came out on like Tuesday, where it was it wasn't as official, and then Meltzer was like, "Oh yeah, he's out of the company," on like Tuesday morning.
Well, that's Dave. Hey, that's your buddy Dave.
It takes him a minute to get his facts straight. His facts.
Well, he's got some more facts that we're going to talk about here in a little bit. But so listen, I kind of like Vince Russo's thinking here, though, right? Like, could Shane McMahon actually start his own promotion and be successful doing so?
In theory, yeah. In practice, I mean, would he have? I don't know that he's got the clout to get like a cable TV deal. Like, what channel is he going to be on? His dad's already on USA. Like, USA and TBS are really the only wrestling channels. Like, what's he going to be on? Like,
Fox?
There's already $1 million deal with WWE on Fox. You don't tell me. You're not going to tell me that Vince isn't petty enough to step in there and squash that real fast. Like, what's he going to be on?
I'm not saying that he's not, but I mean, you know.
I bet he doesn't know anybody over at the Weather Channel. We could put it on there.
No,
he's old, bro. Like, he knows people at the Weather Channel.
He definitely knows people at the Weather Channel.
Yeah.
Hey,
pal.
Maybe they.
Hey, pal. I need some more of that hurricane coverage. Send that pretty girl down there to get blown around.
Oh, man.
Hey, maybe they could put it on CNN. They're having to fire a bunch of their anchors. They got a bunch of free time now. Maybe put it on CNN.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. But no, could Shane do it? I don't know. I don't think he could. I think if anything, he'd almost have to go and buy GCW and then like find TV time on like a channel, and then fire a bunch of guys, hire a bunch of guys. Like it would be like he'd almost have to like just buy a promotion. I don't think he could start one from scratch necessarily, or he'd have to like team up with like EC3 and do that, like his whole like control the narrative thing. Like
I'd honestly believe that even if Shane were to go and buy a promotion, though, his name would be so tainted as being with it that the independent crowd that he's actually looking for as being his main audience is probably going to turn on him.
Yeah, I'm with Derek. I just don't see it. I don't think that it would be. I think it would be fleeting, and if anything, I think that his trying it would just end up looking petty.
I agree. I agree with everything that's being said. I absolutely think that he's got the know-how, and he's smart enough. I mean, a lot of things that I'm seeing from the Rumble, right, where he very much was trying to put himself over, but he was also trying to put others in some pretty decent spots, and they ended up not using anything that he had laid out, and Vince vetoed everything.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a couple of things that said, hey man, like we definitely needed to change some stuff, but we didn't need to change all of it.
No.
And so, I mean, I don't know, maybe he's got some supporters, but I just think that in the climate that we're in right now with pro wrestling, where you're in the middle of this pro wrestling renaissance, starting something new is hard, because look at somebody, a mainstay like Ring of Honor is struggling right now, and like, it's just I don't know.
No, I mean, like I said, I think if anything, he'd need to sort of come in and be a major buyer and like major. He'd have to come in and become like a major owner of something like NWA or something that's pre-existing, GCW, NWA, something like that. I don't think that he could just be like Shane McMahon Wrestling Federation and be like, like I don't think that's gonna take off. Like who's like he'd need like some big stars who weren't in their 60s to like really like pick up and run with the company, and he ain't gonna get that. He just isn't gonna get that right now.
So, Derek, what are you looking like, bud? You got about 8 minutes till you got to roll out.
Yeah, give me like 7:57 type of thing.
Yeah.
Just log on to my computer and all that good stuff. Get stuff going.
So, why don't you just go ahead and tell Tom and I what your match of the week was this week?
Oh, that's easy. It was easily Punk and MJF, but there was other things to talk about since we've already spoke about them. Okay, because
I'm glad you went with that one. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was a good one, Okay. But also I thought, and I told you guys in the chat, that Aaliyah and Natalya was pretty decent. I enjoyed SmackDown today. I was surprised. That was way better than it had any
SmackDown's good all the time.
Reason to be.
Yeah, I mean, it really is good all the time. Just the wind got sucked out of my sails when that old Tyrannosaurus Rex that cuts the same fucking promo every time.
You're next.
Your next victim.
It does.
Anybody else notice Goldberg is not like he's a much littler man than,
but he's still impressive. Like, don't get me wrong.
He's in good shape. Don't get me wrong.
He's still impressive.
Yeah, he can't do roids anymore. That's all.
But if you look at pictures of Goldberg from like WCW, like 1998, like the dude is like there's a whole nother section of him.
Yeah,
it just doesn't exist in him. He just didn't exist. Like his delts are just like they were like this big. They were just massive. But it's not the same anymore. Because his neck was like then on top of that. But like somehow, like I think he got shorter because his delts kind of shrunk down. And like, anyway.
I think it's the leather jacket. It's totally what it is. It just makes him look funny.
I'd rather watch Hikaru Shida.
Really? Because she's been gone for a long time now, too.
It's not been it's been like 3 weeks. So
you want to do like Shida versus Roman Reigns?
Listen, I still follow her on Instagram. She cut her hair.
Well,
yeah.
Shida's back.
She's living her best life over in Japan.
She's back. She's gonna be back at some point.
So I can't fucking wait.
Did you guys see? Oh shoot, what is her name? Tiny girl that took on Britt Baker. Then we were all pissed about.
Riho.
She broke her collarbone. Broke her collarbone in that match. Should be out for a while.
I'm so shocked she hasn't broken more things being thrown around by women 50 pounds heavier than her.
Yeah.
Hey, so while we got this little this little quick break here, because we're gonna send Derek on his way, because we're about to talk about a bunch of WWE shit that he's not gonna want to talk about. Ronda Rousey's in the news, bud.
Yes.
Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns. The feeling is that Vince is gonna make it champion versus champion.
Mm-hmm.
Nia Jax had some things to say this week.
I can't wait to talk about this.
And Big E, Big E has been quietly moved back to SmackDown and put in back into the New Day. So, like, I mean, you might actually have been into talking about that one, bud. But,
yeah, they're doing them wrong. They're doing them
wrong. We and Tom and I will
and
dive
Nia
deep
Jax,
into all of that.
I saw that earlier too. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
I'll be sure to be listening.
So we're gonna dive into that, bud. So hey, real quick, like, comment, subscribe, check us out. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate it. And Derek, enjoy your work night, pal. Thanks for fitting us in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're welcome. Bye, fellas.
No, and the thing is, I genuinely meant that, right? Like, I wasn't like being a dick.
You're so nice.
You could have just been like, nah, man, I can't. I gotta work. So
no, that's no.
Bye, Derek.
Bye, Tom. I love your hat. It's not a snapback.
I do too. It's not. It's got a nice. It's red over here. It's red.
I got a haircut this week, so
you did. I was gonna say
it looks good.
Your haircut's looking. It's looking super good.
So
my beard's
doing
this thing where it splits in the middle. It's not as fun as it used to be.
So I just didn't want to, like, us be in the middle of something and then him fucking just have to roll out. So I just figured I'd quell the momentum a little bit. So yeah,
You've
man,
made good momentum thus far.
Yeah, and then it's like I said in the group chat, I loaded everything that I knew he would actually have paid attention to this week into the front of the show.
You're brilliant.
So
what can I say? You're brilliant.
And then you and I can talk about the rest of it. So, yeah. So real quick, man, you know, I know we talked about it last week, right? When Ronda Rousey made her return and the huge crowd pop, and then, like, coming out of the Rumble, she's like, yeah, I'm not here for the fucking fans. Like, I'm doing this for me. Right.
I'm all right with a heel run, with a heel Rousey.
So Meltzer says that, WWE officials had to pull her aside, and this is his little synopsis. You know, Ronda wants to be there. She doesn't have to do this. She hates the fans because of them turning on her, but you have to let that go. I presume somebody explained to her. I know people talked to her about certain things, but it was explained that you have to let that go, because if you're going to be bitter about that, you're not supposed to be a heel. And if you're bitter at the fans, you're not going to be a very good babyface. And she was way better on Friday. Thoughts, comments, crises, concerns?
She was better on Friday. I don't think that she was good on Friday. I think I still saw the level of disdain was toned down a bit. But no, she clearly doesn't like the fans. And I don't think that Ronda Rousey was ever a believable babyface.
No, she wasn't a babyface in her real life UFC career. She was absolutely a heel because she was the best, and she knew she was the best, and she continued to take people's arms in the fucking first minute of fights left and right.
Yeah.
So she knew she was that good.
Yeah, and like she, yeah, exactly. Like, so, like, she's not. I don't know that, like, she has a lot of love for the fans per se. You know, and to be fair, I don't know that she needs to either. I don't begrudge her that. I'm not, you know, I think that I feel the same way about Brock Lesnar, is that I don't necessarily think that Brock gives a shit about the fans. I don't know that he necessarily, like, dislikes them. I think Ronda wanted to be liked, and then when they turned on her because of Becky, I think she's probably more mad at Becky than for having the fans turn on her than anything otherwise. But no, I mean, I thought she was better on Friday. I'm not super excited that she's back. Like, she's fine. Like, she's obviously a draw, but at the same time, like, I'm not. I don't know. I'm not that interested. I'm not that into Ronda being back. She's gonna beat Charlotte at Mania. You know, I think the pop's going to be lackluster. Then they'll maybe let her be a heel. And, you know, she'll get to run heel. Charlotte will... God, I hope they don't make Charlotte a babyface at that point. That would be terrible.
Yeah, I'm not here for that. Especially not now.
No. You know, I don't know. I don't know what'll happen. I kind of wish Bayley came back and not Charlotte and not Ronda. But, you know, that's just me, right?
I mean, I gotta feel like she's close, right? Like,
I mean, I don't think she's still not cleared, and I mean, to be fair, she had like what 5 ligaments repaired in her knee. It's not
something
it
like
was
that. It was pretty bad.
It was not like she was still in a brace and a boot like at Christmas time. So I don't know that like, you know, I don't know. I mean, I know, you know, it's back soon. She's coming back soon. It's been soon. It's been soon all year. And, you know, now we're into February. I don't know.
Well,
maybe she's back at WrestleMania. You know, when do you bring her back?
I mean, yeah, at this point, I feel like you have to bring her back the Raw after Mania. That's always the biggest television event of the year. And if she's ready for Mania, like, she's going to have to, she's not involved in anything.
No, yeah. Exactly.
And
that's the thing. Is now they gotta hit the ground running and be ready for Mania.
And then I hear on top of that, I'm hearing that Alexa has like they did nine different of those like little video vignettes of her at the therapist, and they've shown 2. So like we got like 7 more weeks of that shit.
There only been 2, not 3.
2 or 3. I mean, either way you fucking slice it.
Still, yeah, 6, maybe 6 more weeks. I mean, and truth be told, yeah, maybe that's the way it is. I don't know, and maybe all of these vignettes, we'll see where it ends up. Maybe they work her through. You know, maybe it actually works her through the character, so she like comes back as a different character.
She's gonna come back as the goddess, I would assume.
I don't know. I mean, I think maybe she comes. Maybe it's different. Maybe she's somebody else. Maybe it's something else. I think the goddess has run its course. I think this character has run its course. You know, I think maybe it comes back a little less twisted, but maybe a little less goddess.
Listen, I could be into that, right? Like mash the 2 up.
A twisted goddess, something like that. Yeah.
Match the 2 up a little bit. I think that would be okay, because like I'm with you. I think that the goddess gimmick has definitely run its course, but at the same point in time, like this Fiend thing is not it.
Not anymore. I feel like towards the end it was fine, especially when Charlotte. You could tell me I'm wrong, but when Charlotte ripped up the doll and that whole build to her and Charlotte before she went away, I liked that. And I thought, because Charlotte was cutting, and it was all Charlotte, right?
Yeah.
Charlotte's cutting these promos like, where's the Lexi I know? Where's the Lexi I love? This is stupid. Ripped it up. And even if that's the comeback of like her comeback is to like be against Charlotte, and maybe that's why, you know, maybe the Charlotte and Ronda thing is to go through Mania, but then like when they bring Alexa back, they want her, maybe she'll pop up at Mania after, you know, Ronda or whatever, and do something to Charlotte to be like, all right, now we're in a feud, right? Like start something new with Charlotte. So I think that to me logically makes sense. And
but then you run the risk of taking away another top name for Monday Night Raw.
I don't think Raw needs it anymore necessarily, especially if they bring Bayley back too. If Bayley can come back, they could put Bayley on Raw.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, also, where's Sasha? Is Sasha on Raw?
She's on SmackDown.
Is she? Well, they can move her. Doesn't matter. Nothing matters anymore.
No, it shouldn't. And I'm hoping that I'm hoping that they decide to do this, right?
I'm not.
So, and here's why. I'm going to tell you why. Because I'm going to tell you the same thing I say all the time. I hope they do it. I hope that it's champion versus champion come WrestleMania, and then they just unify the titles, and then we don't have to have these fucking conversations anymore, and we can get the feuds that we want against the folks that are on the one roster, as opposed to this convoluted fucking 2 different shows that doesn't make any sense. And you know, I mean, AEW has very much figured out how to tell the same stories across 2 different shows. I think that at this point WWE should be able to follow suit. I mean, I can't see things getting any better, if that's even a thing, because I don't think WWE is a terrible product, but it's not what I think that it could be, right?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like, I mean, particularly if they want to release people and do, you know, I don't know that necessarily they're making a ton of money on house shows anymore either. Rachel's home.
What's up, Boo? How you doing?
Ooh, look at you. You looking fly.
I got a little hair's cut this week, you know.
You got a haircut.
Nice.
Can you hear him?
Good. Yeah, I can hear him.
Okay.
Awesome. Cool. Hi.
Good to see you. Bye.
Rachel's back. Anyway, she's back, everybody. No, but
she's not back. She never left. She just took a week off.
Yeah, she's back. But we were talking about title unification. So yeah, if they put the titles together, I don't know. I mean, they've done it before, and I feel like it led to like sort of iconic storylines, and like a lot of that was very good. So I mean, I wouldn't hate to see it happen. I think that would be a good thing. And do I think it's going to happen?
No.
That's the problem, is that I don't think it will.
Yeah.
Right? I just think
it won't happen because it's the right thing to happen. It's what should happen.
I just think they're going to put both titles on Roman, and he's going to be on both shows for a hot minute, and then like he'll drop one.
Hey, friend of the show, Pat Martin. What's up, bud?
I didn't even have it clicked on.
Pat, I'm not going to talk about that.
Who's she? Who's he talking about? We're talking
I'm
about Brock
assuming
Lesnar.
He's talking about Alexa Bliss.
Brock Lesnar did?
Yeah, I'm not touching that, bud.
No. I
sir.
thought Alexa looked.
I'm
Alexa
not touching that.
Alexa looked fantastic.
Nope,
fantastic.
not touching it. Not touching it.
10 out of 10, 5 stars.
You're not going to cancel culture me with your shit there, sir.
Same. I'm with Walt on this. No, sir. No, sir.
Beautiful.
Look, I look fat every week, so.
I mean, I am fat every week.
Woo-hoo.
So, I mean, there's that. So, anyways, title unification. But absolutely, though, man, like, I feel like this is a common thing that we talk about. WWE could be so much better.
They're not going to do it, just like they're going to make what's Goldberg wrestle at every Blood Money between now and when Goldberg dies.
The next victim.
And the next victim is going to be him of heart failure in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
It's like, come on, bro. Like, why? Why you gotta do this to me? You know,
heart failure in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
You know, I've been sitting here for the last month and a half singing your praises, Vince.
Heart failure in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Finally starting to see things the right way. And then you trot fucking Bill Goldberg out there for my eye holes.
Dude, it is
and
blood
he's
money
challenging
time.
the greatest thing on your thing.
It is blood money time.
I just can't.
The Saudi prince wants to see.
I'm over it.
Bill Goldberg.
I can't. Hey, so Tom.
Boom.
Tom.
Boom. Boom.
You brought this up.
I did. It's my fault. My bad.
I took time out of my day to listen to this podcast.
My bad. Oh, the Renee Paquette podcast with Nia Jax. No, I'm excited to talk about this. Never mind.
So,
how terrible was this?
Listen, I'm really conflicted here because, like, being your friend, okay.
Oh, you're mad at me.
And as a human being that I love and respect,
because it sucks.
Okay, and it's like I'm not sure what I'm gonna have to come in here and talk about in regards to this to this interview, but we're gonna go there.
Oh my god!
And I'm hoping it's about what I want to talk about. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna just put it all out there.
All right. Well, we can definitely talk about whatever you want to talk about. But I'm gonna say first of all, one of my favorite Nia Jax quotes of the last week is that it hurt a lot when people would say that she hurt people in the ring. My response to that is it didn't hurt as much as it hurt to wrestle Nia Jax. Ask Kairi Sane. Anyway. So no, this was an eye-opening. It was a very salty interview. Like you could tell she was salty. I was in the middle of trying.
She said I was in the middle of trying to get my stuff back. I had a bunch of crap. You know how it is. You're just shoveling stuff in everybody's boxes. I'm looking at you, Mickey. She's giving you up, pal. This is bullshit. What's in the bag?
What's in the bag, Mickey?
What's in the fucking bag? Tell me. Tell me what's in the bag. Anyways, they sent me a box. Oh, at least she got a box.
That's nice.
Look at that.
They fired the bad guy.
Oh, they fired the bad guy?
They fired the bad guy, yeah.
And she says, "Where's my stuff?" It's my homie in talent relations. Hey, we're just calling to see if you'd be interested in participating in the Royal Rumble. I started hysterically laughing. I thought it was my friend joking with me. Oh, you're hilarious. Actually, this is an official call. And she's like, oh, fuck no, I'm not coming back. We'd like to offer you this. I said, first of all, I'm still under my 90 days. You're still going to be paying me anyway. So you're not offering me anything? No, I'm not coming back. Absolutely fucking not. Is this all this was about? Yes. Okay, bye.
I mean, one, I wouldn't have wanted to see her back in the first place. Here's my thoughts on Nia Jax is truthfully like her getting released is the least shocking release.
Oh, Pat said Ronda. He wasn't talking about Alexa.
Oh, Ronda.
She just had a baby,
She just had a baby like 4 weeks ago, dude. Did she look like maybe she just gave birth not too long ago?
Cancel culture.
What the hell? Come on, Pat. She looked better than I looked after having a baby, that's for sure.
Joey Janela looks better than you right now, too, bud.
He didn't have a baby either.
Pew pew, shots fired.
Pew, pew. It's all right. Do I look injured? I'm not injured. Can't hurt me, baby. Bulletproof. Who was bulletproof? Which wrestler was that? Whose gimmick was bulletproof? I can't remember. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway. Nia Jax. So her release. Number one, she's salty about it, but two, clearly from that little clip that you shared there.
She tried to say she's not salty about it.
Oh
right?
my God.
She's like, oh my God, I feel so much relief.
Uh-huh.
I was in such an abusive relationship, and it just felt so good to be out from underneath of that.
From all of the flavors she could have been, and she chose to be salty. Right?
Yeah.
How is the writing not on the wall? Okay, so when they released Keith Lee, when they released Karrion Kross, when they released Sarah Logan and Ruby Riott, right? They released it, we were like, what the hell? Why would that? What? They were just on TV, and they were in big parts, and they were on TV every week. What the hell? Why would you release them? When they released Nia Jax, it was like, okay, this one actually makes sense, right? One, she couldn't wrestle. She got worse as time went on, right?
Did she get worse, or did the folks around her get better? I think that's a question that we really need to ask ourselves, because
no, absolutely she got worse. Not only, I don't know that she got worse per se, but she gave less and less of a shit, right? So it would be times where she's supposed to take a bump and she would just be like, nah, and just not take it. Or she would supposed to fall to do a suplex, and instead of falling, she'd just drop them. Right? And not even give it boom. I'm just gonna drop you, and I'm not gonna
disagreeing
fall.
with you. I'm just saying.
These are not this is
one of us has to have an unbiased opinion on this show, and it may as well be me.
Well, I'm just saying,
as long as you don't bring up Sheeta or Bill Goldberg.
All right. Well, I promise not to bring either of them up for at least the remainder of this segment. And I just so when she got canned, it was like, okay, finally a release that makes sense. And then it came out that one, Vince told her look, you got to get the vaccine. You're literally working in people's faces every night. And she was like, no. She literally told him no to his face. I understand they use that as the excuse to release her because oh God, finally. But there was a laundry list of reasons Nia Jax needed released. So her not getting a COVID vaccine is it was the straw. If that was the straw that broke the camel's back, or if that was the straw that was okay, this is the straw that's going to make The Rock not mad at me, and maybe he'll come back and he'll come fight Roman Reigns at some point at WrestleMania.
Conspiracy theory. A lot of people seem to think The Rock is going to be the special talent on Wednesday.
And AEW?
Yeah. There's a low internet swell that it's The Rock.
I don't know that Tony Khan has enough money.
I think The Rock just needs to lay low after this whole Joe Rogan thing for a little while.
Are we going to talk about that? I'm not. So Man, all of this internet, I feel like this is the fakest drama of all time. This Twitter drama, particularly, it may be more fake than Facebook drama, but it's about the same level of fake.
Yeah,
right. It's like they're like, oh, we're gonna cancel The Rock. Ain't nobody gonna cancel The Rock.
Fuck no.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
So then the video comes out this week. The mashup of like Joe Rogan saying the N-word. Have you seen that yet?
Yeah, but like I feel like that's.
But he was doing this like
it's a
really in-depth podcast with like a slave, like an ancestor of a slave, like straight off the boat. Like I don't remember what exactly, but like they were talking about like some fucking real world heavy shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where they pulled it from.
Yeah, look, I'm not a Joe Rogan hater by any stretch of the imagination. I think that
he has an opinion.
I'm not an avid listener. I think his show sort of depends on who his guest is.
Yes.
If his guest is somebody I'm interested in, I'll watch clips or I'll listen to clips or whatever, or I'll listen to the whole thing if
he's the most powerful interview in the world. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
Yeah. And so if it's somebody I'm interested in, I'll probably listen. But at the same time, like, man, there are some, like, I've heard some that are just stinkers. Like, if there's some, oh my God, the one with Kanye West, where Kanye is just clearly off his meds and Joe's just letting him go, is just, it's awful. So I think Joe Rogan's really a sort of all over the place kind of podcast. It's not very consistent for my money. I'm not a hater, and I'm not an avid listener either. But it's, sometimes it's good. His Elon Musk podcasts were really good.
Both of them were really good.
Same thing with the one with.
I like when Neil deGrasse Tyson's on there.
Neil deGrasse Tyson's always a good listen too.
See, now I'm starting to tip my hand that like I'm actually a well-read guy. I don't need all that in my life.
Yeah, right.
We gotta move
Post
on.
Malone, I like Post Malone.
Yeah, Post Malone. Yeah,
Post Malone.
Yeah, was Britney Spears on there?
No, but I'd listen to that one too.
I absolutely would listen to that one, especially with all the shit going on around her right now.
That's one I'd want. That's one I want to hear right now. Like that's how, if you're Joe Rogan, you need to, like, I don't know that you need to rehabilitate yourself. Maybe you need to move away from what you're circled in right now. Get Britney Spears.
I saw a meme the other day that genuinely made me laugh. Okay. I'm not going to lie to you. I was taking a poop in a public bathroom. And, I was scrolling the old Facebook, right? Because that's what we do as red-blooded Americans when we take a shit.
I quit the Facebook, too.
You did quit the Facebook.
Oh, my God, buddy. It's
I'm not a poster. I'm just a scroller.
My life is 100% better after
I scroll for the posters. You know what I'm saying? But
it's just not even, but go on. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
But so I'm taking a shit, scrolling Facebook, enjoying myself. I saw a meme that was like, the establishment's upset with a pot-smoking MMA guy.
Okay.
Because Joe Rogan, like, upset the whole fucking apple cart, right?
Right.
Because he just does what he wants to do. He's his own fucking person.
Sure.
And I don't think there's anything goddamn wrong with that.
No, and I think it's fine. Like I said, I'm not. I don't think that you should follow Joe Rogan for medical advice because
No.
he's not a he is not a doctor.
I'm glad he has an opinion.
It does shock me that he has such a strong opinion against this vaccine when he literally talks about taking MDMA and all kind of other drugs, tons of this dude takes tons of drugs. He just buys
he's into psychedelics, pal.
Yeah, mushrooms, just takes all this stuff. But it's I don't know about this one. You order crap on the internet that could have fentanyl in it. But this one that's approved by the FDA, hey, whatever. Look, I'm not here to judge. He's clearly got his own thing. He's made a lot of money. Good for him. But it's all a weird concept to me. I'm not going to follow him for medical advice, but if he does interview Britney Spears, I'll listen to that.
Absolutely. And listen, at the end of the day, man, I think that we talked about this a couple of months ago, man. It's cancel culture's got to fucking stop, man. It's
I don't know that there's necessarily. I mean, there is that, but I don't think that it necessarily gets anything canceled. I think it gets heat. I think it creates heels and baby faces. We're a wrestling podcast, right?
You got a Rain City in your hand there, pal.
I do indeed. This is the ye old gamer light that
I've not watched that
up.
review yet. That's the one that you just
magic.
That's the one you just posted, right?
It is, because it's the only new yo-yo I have, actually. I mean, I've got other ones that I bought like last month, but I just didn't review them because I paid for them, and they're out of stock now. So why would I review them?
Hey, so I fucked up. I still didn't buy your yo-yo yet, right?
There's still a few in stock, not a ton.
They're on Amazon, bro.
They're on Amazon?
Yeah.
Wow. We
Yeah.
should put the link down in the description because everyone that sells, I get like $1 when those.
I will do that.
Sometimes.
I'll put the link in the description. I need to buy one.
Oh, because they're Yo-Yo Sam. That's why they're on Amazon. There's still a few Yo-Yo Sam.
I need to buy one.
That's good.
They still had the Bret Hart one.
The pink and it is those are Bret Hart colors.
So let's circle back. We kind of went off on a Joe Rogan thing.
We should do the wrestler. That'll be the next Yo-Yo, the wrestler.
Oh, the wrestler.
We'll do some. It'll still be that pink and black with silver.
Yeah, you got to do a Rey Mysterio paint job.
Well, that'll be easy. You could do like 6 Rey Mysterio paint jobs.
Yeah. So Nia Jax though, bud. Like sour grapes.
Sour grapes. Totally sour grapes.
Sour grapes.
I am so happy that she's gone. And I think that WWE, had they decided to bring her back and had she agreed to, it would have been the biggest mistake that they've made in the last, since they forgot about Rick Rude and he just went to WCW. It would be the biggest mistake WWE has made since then.
So how about I don't really feel like WWE called her and offered her fucking Royal Rumble spot.
It could be a lie. You know what? I wouldn't be shocked if it was a lie. Allegedly, although nobody, allegedly they called all of the talent that had been recently released.
To give a list of events of who would be available.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
that came out of her mouth, not mine.
Right. And, the only other people that we heard that got the call, obviously Mickie James, but the Iconics. But I mean, Sarah Logan got the call. She was there. Actually, Sarah Logan was truthfully the one I would have wanted to see back. If we're being
I would
completely
like to
honest.
see them do right by her.
Yeah, I mean, I truthfully I like the like Viking warrior get like they literally debuted her with a new gimmick, and they were just like, all right, you're Viking, get out there, have fun. It's Viking Sarah Logan.
Well, she's married to Eric from the Viking Raiders.
Yeah,
and they just had a baby.
They did, and they had she's like what, a month and a half postpartum. She and Ronda
I think it's a little bit longer than that.
Oh, really? Okay, so Ronda's baby's
not
littler.
sure.
But she's still a fresh mama. So no, but good for her. I always thought that she was the better worker between her and Liv. I mean, Liv's improved leaps and bounds, but it was good to see.
I'd really like to see Liv win the Royal Rumble and then go and do her thing with Becky at WrestleMania.
I think they're going to let her win the Elimination Chamber, though.
Probably.
Yeah.
I still think she's the one. She's just not there yet, and it's disappointing.
Yeah, I wish she was.
I mean, Becky keeps getting better every week. So
it's her promos. Like it's going to be too hard to pit her against Becky Lynch because she can't stand toe to toe on the microphone with her. It's just not. It's the differences, and and Becky's probably the best to do it in the last 15 years. Like there's man nor woman, not really a whole lot of people that can stand toe to toe with Becky on the microphone. So it's tough to put Liv in that because that's her weak spot, right? Is on the mic. So it's really tough to put her in that spot because she really can't even keep up, right? It's like she's trying to win an ass kicking contest with one leg.
Absolutely. I mean, she's not equipped to compete on that level on the microphone. She's
No.
very fundamental. It's like, you hurt my feelings. I'm gonna hurt your face.
Yeah, it's very like
kind of like this bullshit on AEW with Layla Hirsch and Chris Statlander. That's god awful.
Yeah.
I appreciate that they're trying to build a story around somebody that's not Britt Baker and Jade Cargill, but
it wasn't as bad as that Brandy segment this week, though. Good God.
Why was that shitting all over Dan Lambert?
Because he sucks. Look, he was just as bad. He was just as bad in that segment.
Crazy.
He was just as bad in that segment. He was every bit as bad as she was in that segment. He walked out there with like this pre-written 90s like Chris Jericho, but like you could tell even when he was saying it out loud, like he was just like, this is gonna get me in. Like I shouldn't be saying this, but like he almost like he said this quiet part out loud too. It was just not. It was bad. The whole thing was just made me cringe the whole time. I'm like, wish I could fast forward this.
I love that he calls Brandy a stripper. I don't care.
I mean, that's not. I don't think that's bad necessarily. I don't know. It's not that I care. I don't care because I don't.
It doesn't make sense. Why is he out there trying to cut promos against her?
I don't know. Listen,
Chicago was off the fucking rails. They were like, "Shut the fuck up."
They thought it was terrible too. They thought, look, Chicago told them this was the worst segment that has been put in front of a Chicago crowd, maybe ever.
Oh, absolutely ever.
And they told them out loud. So kudos to the Chicago crowd for putting that in its place. But at the same time, like, I just can't with this stuff anymore. Like, these are just like, God, can this stuff like AEW needs to stop having both one of the better the better segment of the week and the absolute worst.
Bro, I feel like you've been saying that for the better part of 2 years. That like, every single week they have the best segment of the week and the worst segment of the week.
Oh my God, this was maybe the worst segment of the year. Like that was. The year's young, but still
it's young.
I mean, okay. So we'll see. We may revisit. It's not Bob. It wasn't quite Bobby Lashley's sisters, but that was 2018. like this is like if that was like a -1, this was like a -0.5. Like that's how these were like.
Bro, I just don't. I don't like. Why are we trotting her out there in the first place?
Because she wants to. She did it. She's like, I'm going out there. I'm the EVP's wife.
Listen, I died though, right? When Dan Lambert was like, Chief Brand Officer is not even a real job title in AEW. Like, I mean, what's she do? Nothing.
I don't know.
Stephanie McMahon has won awards for being like a brand officer, like Forbes 500 like best brand officers, marketing awards and shit. Like,
does Brandy doesn't even mark what she have like a YouTube show where she cooks with wrestlers sometimes,
which is kind of fun.
The one with MJF was fun. Other than that, but that was fun because MJF would have made it work with literally anybody.
Hey, real quick, circle back. I'm glad you brought MJF up. I forgot to talk about this. So at the end of the match, okay, when he was after the cover and he was still laying on Punk, man, production fucked up.
Did they?
I don't know if anybody caught this. Production fucked up.
Explain.
So
I'm willing to hear this.
They kept doing like the ringside close-up shot of MJF's face, like, you know, because he just won the match. But he had his face like buried into Punk's shoulder, and you could see his mouth moving, right? And then they went away from it. I don't know if MJF like realized that maybe because his face was exposed, but he like flipped it so that it was inside, and they kept fucking going to him. Okay, they kept going to that, and he laid there for a long time.
Yeah,
and you could see him talking to CM Punk.
Yeah.
Right? And then when he goes to get up, okay, watch it back, Tom, because I clearly you missed this.
I clearly did.
When he goes to get up to celebrate this win, he kisses CM Punk on the shoulder as he gets up. So they fucking blew MJF's cover with how they shot this. because clearly he's in the middle of the ring giving CM Punk respect as a competitor.
Yeah.
But they fucking killed it because they kept showing it.
All right, I'll see if I can rewatch this. I don't know if they would have cut that part.
I'm telling you, you gotta listen. I just watched it last night on the on demand. Okay, like I'm telling you, you need to watch it. You need to see it, and I'm gonna expect you to report back to me.
All right, I'll figure it. I'll watch it when we're done here, and see what I can see.
Because I'm telling you, like if they would have just hard cameraed that, or even kept the focus on Wardlow and then went to the hard cam, Wardlow hard cam, and then they finally showed the replay, but like they fucked up.
I mean, that's not the first time, but that's a thing that they.
But you can't make that mistake with MJF because he has been so perfect in everything. As far as like his character,
his kayfabe has been immaculate.
I mean, this guy fucking took a picture with a 4-year-old little child in a wheelchair and told this little 4-year-old child in a wheelchair to go fuck himself.
He gives him the finger. I love that. I love when he gives little kids the finger and that gets posted on the internet.
He's perfect.
I love that. Oh my God. When that happens, it just makes me it warms my heart.
But listen, me too, man. Like, and I know that like it's the worst, right? But like, it absolutely warms my heart as a wrestling fan because he's into it, and you get it. You see it with his parents too when they go to shows.
I love that. I love
MJF's a bastard and like all this.
I love that they keep the kayfabe too.
I love it. They get it.
It's what a good. You want to talk about the best wrestling families? It's the Friedmans.
Yeah.
It's the
because
Friedmans.
They're not even in the business. They just
they just get it.
They get it.
They get it. My son's an asshole.
faces.
They're baby faces.
All I'm gonna say is, if we're talking about wrestling families, Dustin Rhodes is the best Rhodes.
I mean, he's the best wrestler anyway.
Sorry, I had something in my throat.
Yeah, what else we got?
So this is the big one, and I feel like Derek would have actually been a little in tune to this one. Man, there's a lot of talk about Big E right now.
Yeah,
and
I don't know
his treatment. His treatment. Okay,
Pat's the natural.
This one's hard.
So, man, I don't know. I like Big E. I thought his title reign...
Big E too, man. What a sad picture this is, though.
It is. I mean, he
knows.
He knows. I mean, I don't know that it's over. Maybe it is over, and maybe that's... it's such a fickle thing, right? Because it's like with certain people, it's like he could be back. Like he could be back in the title picture. You know, they could change their mind. He could be back in the title picture after WrestleMania. I mean, I think that makes sense to put him back in the title picture after WrestleMania. But
I would agree with that 100%.
But you know, I don't know that that'll be the case, and I think that he doesn't know either, and I think that's the problem, right? And it's like, whatever. They put the tag titles on us again. You know, he and Kof have. Because Xavier Woods hurt?
Yeah, Woods is hurt.
So, yeah, I mean, so it's like, you know, they put the tag titles back on Kof and Big E, and then, you know, they have a tag title run. And, I mean, they're going to get time every week. It's one of those things where it's like, you know, for Big E, you feel bad because you, like, want him to be, like, that big champ, right? Like, you want him to be the guy. You want him to have his WrestleMania moment. You want him to have multiple title reigns. You know, because he's just such a likable guy.
He's a likable character. He's a likable guy. Like you hear like these interviews that he does and like all this stuff. He's just he's a normal dude that's just out here having fun, living his dream, living his best life,
living his dream.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's a bummer because like the fans are all about this guy being the guy, and like. If I'm being honest, man, like his title reign was fun, but it was a little lackluster.
It was short.
It was short.
Enough. He didn't have enough. He should have had another.
He got stuck in a situation of circumstance.
He did, and it's he should have had at least one more big feud. I feel like he had one more good feud in him. I don't know that his title reign could have lasted much longer, but I would have loved to see him feud maybe with Rollins.
I think he should have went through Mania, and I agree. I think Rollins was the next man up.
Maybe even KO, have a KO feud. I feel like it all kind of got mushed together there in that Fatal 5-Way, and just was, not. It wasn't what it could have been. Could have had some better one-on-one matchups that could have lasted at least a few weeks, maybe through Mania. I don't know. I hope
that was for you, Pat. By the way,
I feel like he. I don't know. He deserves another run. I think. I don't know that it necessarily gets another WrestleMania type level run or a run around WrestleMania. But if he's a champ at some point in 2022, I'm all for it. So I hope that's the case, but I don't know that it's going to be. I mean, I think, look, it's hard to even look because as far as successful wrestlers go, as a whole, I mean, God, the guy's how many time? I mean, he's an Intercontinental champion, he's a USA champion, he's he's now been a WWE champion, he's a multiple time.
Oh, he's a Grand Slam champion for sure.
Yeah, multiple time.
Is he a US champion?
Or no, maybe he was Intercontinental twice.
I know he was Intercontinental. I don't remember if he was a U.S. champion or not.
Nah, maybe he wasn't. I don't think he was. Now that you say that out loud. So wait, is Bobby Lashley also Grand Slam? Because he was U.S. Was Bobby Lashley ever an Intercontinental champion? One of his other runs?
Yeah, he was. He was actually Intercontinental champion on this current run that he's on. Right before the Hurt Business, he was the Intercontinental champion.
No, he was the U.S. champion.
2013 to 2014.
Okay, so he was in 2013 then.
Yeah. Right. No, that was Big E. I'm sorry. New Day. I'm looking right now. I'm sorry.
So you're looking for Big E. Okay,
I'm looking at Big E.
Because
but I know Bobby Lashley was the Intercontinental champion. I'm 1,000,000% sure of it.
Okay, so Bobby Lashley would be a Grand Slam. No, was he ever tag champ? Probably at some point.
I think he was maybe his first go around.
Probably at some point. But I would say I don't know if he's a Grand Slam champ or not. But The Miz is.
The Miz is a 2-time Grand Slam champion.
2-time.
Listen, I'm just going to go on record of saying that he is the most beautiful wife.
The Miz.
In the history of beautiful wives. Like
Maurice is up there. She's
I mean, she's not as beautiful as my wife.
No, mine neither.
But she's definitely up there.
Yeah.
Definitely up there.
Not as good as mine, but definitely.
Well, yours isn't as good as mine, pal.
Well, to you. That's fine.
I'm trying to start an unnecessary fight right now.
That's how we should feel. That's how good relationships work. I'm
right.
Getting a text.
Even though my wife hates me.
What the hell?
I don't know, you tell me.
Okay, I'll tell you about it later.
Okay.
Anyway, Biggie. No, it's sad. I want him to have more, but hopefully he will.
I do too.
Hopefully he will. It's
I don't think he's going to.
He said.
I don't think he's going to. Listen, and if I'm being honest, so I don't know why, but I paid really close attention to him on Friday on SmackDown, right? Like, man, he's like trying to get the crowd hyped for the hot tag, and he's just like,
yeah.
Maybe he feels a little personally defeated right now, and maybe I'm just reading too much into that as a fan, right? But like, I don't know, man. His title reign was fun. Like, good for Big E. Finally got the shot, right? And like King Woods is getting to do his thing as the king of the ring. Like, I don't think Woods is ever going to be the WWE champion, right? Like, this is the highlight for Woods' single run, right? And Kofi got a fantastic fucking title run. Like, everything about that was great. Run with Daniel Bryan and all that good stuff.
Oh man, that was what the run up, the lead up to. I don't know.
Kofi Mania.
I don't know that his run was good, but the lead up to was good.
He had some solid title defenses
against Randy and
there was another big name in there, and he lost to Brock on SmackDown.
There was one more. Was it AJ?
Yes.
Might have been AJ.
I'm ready for him to be in the main event picture. I know that.
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to see it happen too. I would like. I kind of would like to see Kofi versus Big E.
You know what? I'm into that too, bud.
It's been a long time. Anyway, moving on. What else we got?
Well, bud, I mean that kind of wraps us up. We got match of the week. I mean,
it's a 90-minute show. It's good.
I mean, if you have some more grievances to air, I'm content to listen.
I don't have any grievances to air. As far as I will after Blood Money on Saturday, so I'm gonna save my grievances for next week. Allow me to.
I will say though, breaking news. Boogeyman has just signed a Legends contract.
Oh God. I mean, he's always in good shape, but like, they really gonna parade that idiot out there and make him eat worms?
I don't fucking know.
I'm
assuming he's gonna go into the Hall of Fame because
the grossest thing ever. Yeah, that's probably it. Probably Hall of Fame.
But is he really Hall of Fame worthy?
I mean, he showed up like often enough after the fact. Maybe I don't know that he's like a main guy worthy. You know who should go in the Hall of Fame? The guy who was the timekeeper during the Attitude Era that threw Stone Cold the beers.
Absolutely. What the hell was his name? Because Steve gives him credit all the time.
That guy. He
never missed. They were the best 1-2 punch ever. That's Tom Brady and Randy Moss, if I've ever seen it in my entire life. Steve would catch them motherfuckers like fucking like one-handed, like 2-3 cans
like this.
In his hand.
He would catch one, the other one. It was like he'd toss him two, and he'd hit him like Austin just had to be like. He'd catch him in each. You ever tried to catch something with your left hand? Are you left-handed or right-handed?
I'm right-handed.
Have you ever tried to catch something with your left hand?
Listen, I'm not bad. Like I can catch something.
Could you catch an ice cold beer being chucked at you
from
20 feet away? Like Jesus Christ. Anyway, so that was that was the thing. That was the thing that happened. But man, I don't know. Yeah, that guy needs to be in the Hall of Fame for sure.
Absolutely.
It's almost time to talk about Hall of Famers, but I think those two for sure. First ballot. Let's bring in the Boogeyman just because the guy ate worms on TV.
Yeah, I mean he's always looked like $1 million.
He has. Wait, is the Godfather in the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Is
fairly certain he's in. I think the Nation went in a couple of years ago. Didn't they?
Is he in multiple times? Like, is he in as the Godfather?
I think he's
and as Papa Shango.
He needs to be in as Papa Shango.
Because if he's not in there as Papa Shango, I think you got to bring him in as Papa Shango.
You know what I think the biggest... I'm glad you brought this up. Because this would never get talked about on this show for any other reason other than just you and I going back and forth. You know that when he did the Godfather thing with the Nation of Domination, they were getting ready to bring him back as Papa Shango?
Well, he was...
In the Attitude Era?
Well, he
as
was...
Papa Shango?
That would have been cool.
Could you imagine how badass that would have been?
Now that you say that out loud, I kind of feel like I'd have preferred that over the Godfather gimmick, especially toward the end.
Like, could you imagine? Because that Papa Shango gimmick was fucking ahead of its time.
It was creepy, man.
Because nobody got it.
Well,
but if you go back and you watch it now, and you know what that's supposed to be and what that's supposed to look like, I guarantee you appreciate Papa Shango a little bit more.
Well, he was it was a Bond villain. He was Baron Samedi. He even wore the same face paint.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's the inspiration for the gimmick.
I didn't get into Bond until later on.
That's the inspiration for the gimmick. Yeah, Adam and I Adam is the biggest Bond fan ever.
That's fair.
He had them all. He had when there were like 30 of them. There's more now, obviously. But he had them all on VHS. That's how long Adam's been a big Bond fan.
I mean, I would gather to say that that's probably still a thing.
Adam having them all on VHS, yeah, probably, yeah, for sure, He's the only living human with a VCR, maybe. I don't know.
I've seen it, actually.
I haven't been over to his house in a little while. But...
So full disclosure, so I since we're talking about Adam, right? We went to Guys Weekend, I don't know, maybe like 6 weeks ago, right? And we were away, and he's like, I'm really looking for a Sam Adams Utopias.
Oh, you told me about this. Yeah. You found it.
And I'm like, yeah, man, that'd be cool. Couldn't find one. I just happened to fucking come across one. Text him. I'm like, hey, bud, guess what I'm holding? He's like, well, I don't know. Why don't you tell me? So I sent him a picture of my hand holding the bottle, and he said, Venmo incoming. Thanks, bud.
Nice.
And that's
all what
I needed.
Adam's good for stuff like that. You can call Adam at any day, anytime. Be like, hey, bud, what you doing? And he'll be like, nothing. And you'd be like, do you want to do XYZ? Like, you want to go to the Pens game? Yeah, I'm on my way. I'll see you there. That's the kind of good dude. That's the kind of dude Adam is.
Hey,
you don't have to have talked to him in like 2 months prior to that. You can just call him and be like, you want to go to the Pens game?
Yeah.
And he'll be like, yep, I'll be right there.
Absolutely. His poor wife, I dropped it off at their house on my way back through. She was like, this fucking guy. I was like, hey.
She married him. Look, she knew what she was getting into.
Yeah.
It was not a secret. All right, I was there.
Shout out to A&A though, for real.
Yeah, seriously, good people, the best people.
Yeah, man. So like Boogeyman, that's pretty cool though. I don't know, like Hall of Fame.
I mean, he's an all right undercard guy. I mean, they're gonna need to get somebody big in there. Maybe CM Punk. Or wait, can they put John Cena in now? Or are they gonna say it? No, not yet. No Cena yet. He's still probably not. No,
because he still very much wants to compete. At least that's what he says.
So. I mean, he's always gonna say that. Who's dead? Is anybody dead that can be? Is Brian Pillman in there? I don't think
maybe.
Brian Pillman is. I don't think he is.
If he's not, now would be the hell of a time to fucking strike on that iron. Goodness gracious.
Have his son induct him. Let Brian open that forbidden door. Let Brian Pillman Jr. induct his father.
Oh, what a joke that was, too.
What, getting killed by the House of Black?
No, the whole forbidden door with WWE.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a joke.
Listen, they did their jobs. They got us hyped about it, but...
They made us watch it. Haha, suckers.
They sure shit did.
Suckers.
So... Hey, man, if you don't have anything super pressing, I mean, we can move on to match of the week.
Yeah, let's do that. So,
wait a minute. Wait.
Oh, okay. Right. Sorry.
Hey, man, I'll have you know, I worked really hard on that video package.
It's really pretty.
Okay? I'm going to play it, whether you like it or not, sir.
All right, so my match of the week is going to be a match that you didn't watch. I'm 90% certain.
Okay.
Because it's Tommaso Ciampa and Braun Breaker versus Legado del Fantasma.
I did not watch fucking NXT this week.
Dude.
I started it, and I fell asleep.
Dude, I mean, I just named you why this is a good match. Like I told you about 4 wrestlers, 3 of whom are like, whoosh, and then
3 of whom are in the very tippy top of my enjoyment.
Yeah, and then Braun Breaker's very good. Like the dude is just so snappy, and especially in a tag match where you can like where you can highlight his good attributes and hide the bad ones.
Listen, and I get all that, but like, he's like Roman Reigns 2.0 for me, right? Like, he's supposed to be that guy.
Yeah, that's what they want.
And like, I think it kind of pisses me off. It didn't piss me off with Roman. It pisses me off with Braun Breaker, and maybe that's just because like, Ciampa was my guy.
Well, Ciampa was the guy this week, and this match was just like they gave it some time.
I'll watch it as long as you promise you'll watch the other piece that we talked about.
Blood Money?
End of the CM Punk MJF match.
Oh, right. Yeah. I'm gonna watch this after this. But the only other match that I think is worthy of note was Adam Cole versus Evil Uno. I don't give Evil Uno much, but man, Adam Cole didn't give him much either. But man, Evil Uno can sell. And when at the end of the match, when Evil Uno was sold like he was killed, was just like Adam Cole dragged up his like limp body to give him another final shot, or the boom, drop the boom, whatever it is now. But like to me, it was just like I felt bad for Evil Uno, because it was like, wow, this looks like it really hurts. And so no, really, that was good too. But man, I tell you what, for my money, I don't know that Ciampa and Breaker versus Legado del Fantasma can be beat for the week. I would say the only way it may have been better is if maybe they threw Imperium in there too, to like mix it up a little bit.
They're so good.
Right? Those guys are so good. Like,
I'm just still so bummed out they changed Walter's name, and it's not because my name's Walt, right? Like, it's got nothing to do with that at all. Even though I'm gonna order a couple fucking sets of side plates for some of my shit back here, just because Walter. I feel like it's the right thing to do.
It is the right thing. Wait, can you get Walter side plates?
Yeah, because he was the NXT UK champion.
That's right.
And they were circles, as to where all of the other NXT championships are squares. So I have a couple of interchangeables back there that have circles.
Ooh. And it can be Walter. That's pretty cool.
I mean, and I feel like that's only necessary, right? Like,
I mean, the fact that you haven't done it yet is sort of shocking to me.
Every time like I get on there and I'm like about to do it, I'm just like, yeah, do I really want to spend $100 on these?
Yeah.
Damn it, Tom.
Yeah. I mean, look, dude, I spend...
Listen, I'm going to buy your yo-yo first. I know that much.
You don't have to. I only get like $1.
But I want to.
I only get like $1. It's not like...
Because I've got a spot picked out for it.
Oh, okay. I mean, if you're going to display it, like, yeah.
By like Roman.
Yeah. Put it in his arm.
I still have to do this. I still need to unbox this guy.
What was your match of the week, bud?
My match of the week was actually Ricky Starks versus Jay Lethal.
Oh, yeah, that was kind of a good match, huh? I forgot about it.
It's
probably because Taz was yelling the whole time, but Taz, shut up.
You know, I agree with Derek from earlier, bud. Ricky Starks is a star in the making, and he just needs to realize that he's a star in the making.
I mean, maybe. I don't. It's you know, I'm not down on Ricky Starks. That was a good match. I agree. Jay Lethal's just good.
Jay Lethal's really good. And listen, that was the best. And I know we talk about Mark Henry's little segment on Rampage every week, and about how like, oh, this is the main event. This was the best one because Jay Lethal and Ricky Starks can both talk, and they actually made that segment worth watching.
Yeah.
And it made me want to watch that match. And I watched that match, and it was fucking awesome. And I really realized why, like, a lot of people look at AEW in different lights than WWE. And that's good. It's great. I'm into it, man. Like, AEW can keep being a thing forever, ever. Amen. And I'm going to keep watching WWE because I see the differences. And I'm at the point in time in my life where I can appreciate the differences of both. And there was a sign in Chicago ringside that said, "Just enjoy wrestling." And I think that's the biggest takeaway that we can have here leaving the One Fall WrestleCast this week. Just enjoy wrestling.
I do every week.
Absolutely. There's a lot of good shit out there, man, too. And like, Tom, you know, I know you and I talk about NWA a little bit, and I got Derek on this MLW kick a little bit. Like,
I need to watch more MLW. I feel like they were super hot a little bit ago. Tama Tonga's a free agent now, apparently.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
It's only been like a week or so, but maybe it's Tama Tonga on Wednesday. It could be him.
It could be. It could be.
I would be disappointed. I'd be disappointed if it was Tonga.
I think it'd be it would definitely be disappointing.
I'd be disappointed.
Not any disrespect towards Tama Tonga. It's just there's a lot
Keith Lee. I want Keith Lee.
I'd like to see Karrion Kross, if I'm being honest.
Hey, be good. Look, I say same level, especially If he's got Charlotte, I don't think it's him because I feel like there would have to be a multiple signing. Like if it's him and Charlotte, and they just
Scarlett,
right? Charlotte.
It's okay. It's fair. They're both Oots.
Anyway, but yeah, if it's him and Scarlett, that'd be great. I don't think it is though. I feel like I'd be happy with that, but I don't think it is.
Yeah, we'll just see what happens on Wednesday. Hopefully TK's not blowing smoke up our ass like he did with Christian fucking Cage.
That was okay. It wasn't.
Yeah, but it's resulted in exactly nothing.
Well, that would be at least it would be on the level of if it was Tama Tonga.
Hey, I appreciate you, pal. Glad we could do this. And Derek, if you're still listening, man, you missed out on some good shit. But you probably wouldn't have watched it anyway, so whatever. Fuck you, bud.
He's listening right now, and he's like, "Fuck you, Walt. Why would you say that?"
That's all right. If he's actually listening, my phone will light up right now. No, he's not paying attention. So yeah, man, it's good. We're gonna keep trying to fucking churn out some shit, every Monday, right? We're looking at maybe a couple other little things. We don't know yet. We're kind of bouncing some ideas around. So stay tuned.
Maybe we'd live stream Blood Money on Saturday.
Maybe.
If yins are around, if you're home.
I think it's Sunday, actually, if I'm being honest.
It's Saturday at noon.
Valentine's Day weekend?
Yeah.
You can guess where I'm going to be.
I know where you're going to be. All right, never mind. Maybe I'll...
Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we got a couple things we want to cook up, I think. And, so we'll go from there. Hey, if you're watching us on YouTube, you know that we exist. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we really appreciate that. Audio folks, man, you guys are great. Appreciate you keep tuning in. And check us out on social media, both Twitter and Instagram at @1_Fall WC. That's ONE. With all that being said, thanks for hanging out. It's all love. We'll catch you next week.
Peace out.
One Fall WrestleCast.